Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another video. So Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon have been summoned to the stewards, while Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso aren't happy with decisions made by the FIA. Make sure to like the video, and subscribe for more Formula 1 content, but let's jump straight into the news. So let's start with Pierre Gasly, who actually faces a race ban after colliding with his teammate in Australia. The two drivers came together in that chaotic restart at the end, and it put them both out of the race. Basically, Gasly locked up and skated across the grass, rejoining the track at turn 2. But he was seemingly unaware that Esteban Ocon was to his right as he moved towards him and the duo collided. And both Gasly and Ocon have been summoned to see the stewards to assess whether either driver caused the collision at turn 2. Now this puts Gasly at further risk of a race ban as he sits on 10 penalty points, 2 away from the tally that would trigger an automatic race ban. Now Gasly actually had some really good pace in the race, with him able to keep up with the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz throughout it. So Alpine missed out on a lot of points today, and it'll be interesting to see what will happen with Gasly. I mean, whilst I think he was simply unaware that Ocon was next to him, Gasly in my view was more at fault. And speaking about the incident, Gasly said, "Nothing to mention about the end of the race, about the red flag and restart. I'm just too disappointed to say anything and be looking at these guys finishing the race." Now on top of that, Haas are protesting the result of the Grand Prix. As I said already, the restart was a mess, but it did promote Nico Hülkenberg to 4th. Now after the chaos, the race was immediately red flagged again, and with not enough laps remaining to complete another full standing restart, the race ended behind the safety car. But the FIA set the order based on the starting grid for the previous standing restart, due to cars not making it past the first sector when the red flag was called. So this pushed Hülkenberg further down the order. Now last year's British Grand Prix set a precedent that the safety car 2 line should be used if all cars have passed it. But in Melbourne, the safety car 2 line is just before turn 1, so all drivers passed it, and therefore Haas argued the safety car 2 line should have been used as the order. Now if Haas succeed, there'll be a lot of changes to the grid, and I'm sure that will cause a lot of anger, especially from Fernando Alonso, who was spun round in that chaotic restart before being moved back up to 3rd, due to the order being reinstated. But let's move on to Max Verstappen, who doesn't seem happy with the FIA. This is for 2 reasons, the first being the incident at the start of the race. Basically, Lewis Hamilton sent it down the inside of Verstappen at turn 3 and forced him a bit wide as Lewis took the place. Now the rules state that in order for a car being overtaken to be required to give sufficient room to an overtaking car, the overtaking car needs to have a significant portion of the car alongside the car being overtaken, and the overtaking manoeuvre must be done in a safe and controlled manner, while enabling the car to clearly remain within the limits of the track. But Max felt he was ahead at the corner, and felt the rules weren't being followed. He said, "I think with these new rules that are set out that if you're racing from the outside, if you're ahead at the apex, you need to be given space at the exit, which I thought I wasn't because I was literally avoiding being crashed into. When the rules were written like that, I thought they would be respected." Now Max also wasn't happy with the amount of red flags in the race. I mean, there were 3 that came out, although it was the second one which instantly caused surprise and confusion amongst the drivers. Basically, Kevin Magnussen hit the wall at the exit of turn 2, and while the safety car was called, it quickly turned into a red flag. And Verstappen was critical of the decision to throw the second red flag, and says the drivers will discuss the decision. He was quoted by the racers saying, "I don't think we needed that second red flag. I think that could have been done with a virtual safety car or a safety car at worst. We'll talk about it. I think it left a lot of drivers confused about why we needed a red flag. We'll talk in Baku." And Alonso added he was surprised by all the red flags. He said, "We'll ask probably in Baku what the reason for the second one was. I know there was a piece of tyre debris on the straight, but the car itself, it was like in the inside of turn 4, so it felt safe." But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care,